Hey, everybody. Thank you for having me. So just a side note, lumberjack sports, chopping, sawing, log rolling, tree climbing, all the skills of the old-time lumberjack in modern-day sports. Maybe you watch ESPN 6 at 4 o'clock in the morning. You might see these sports, but a great part of American history. My other claim to fame is I did a reality TV show back in the day. And I met my wife on reality TV. We're the first reality TV couple in the country, and we're the most productive. We have 9 kids. So beyond that, all is good. So, listen, when I took this job, someone warned me, and they said, listen, you could get caught up in just going from crisis to crisis to crisis, and after 4 years, you will have never accomplished the goals and the mission that you set out when you first took the job. And as I've been on the job for 111 days, I see that as absolutely true. You can go from crisis to crisis. But I don't want that to be the story of my 4 years. That doesn't mean we don't deal with crises, but we always have to be mission-driven on all of the priorities that I have as a secretary, but also the priorities that the president has for the department. Now, just another side note on that, the president, when he called me, by the way, he said he loves the Department of Transportation. He said if he wasn't the president and he could pick any department, he would love to be the secretary of the Department of Transportation. So it's great because we got a good supporter in the White House, but also the problem is that if I mess things up, he's watching and I will be held to account. So but he does care because he's a builder. He likes to build things. And he said, I want you to focus on building the big, beautiful infrastructure that connects our people, that moves our products. That's what's so important in America, and I think we can do a better job building those projects, being more efficient with the dollar, and being more effective in the dollar spent to assist and help the American people. And so I would tell you that when we think about big, beautiful projects, it does include roads and bridges. But it's not just roads and bridges. That also includes transit and transit infrastructure. 100%. And maybe contrary to popular belief, I don't have a favorite. I don't care if you want to use planes, trains, or automobiles, your EV or your combustion engine. I think America has a right to choose, and I think they should choose. And so in our department, I don't see transit as the ugly stepchild of the department. But I have 9 kids. I tell you that, 9 kids. And if they ask me who is their favorite, I tell them I don't have a favorite. I love you all equally. It's kind of the same as the modes. I care, all the modes are different, but I care about the success of all of the modes that we have at DOT. And we're going to focus on making all the modes great, trying to leave each mode better off than the way we found them. And speaking of transit, our work, your work, has such an important impact on the people that you serve and the cities that you serve. You get it right, and people have a remarkable relationship with you. You don't get it right, and people don't want to invest in you. So doing your jobs well and serving people well matters because you move families, you move commuters to work, you allow people to get to their health care appointments, and you allow people to shop with local businesses. What you do matters for the communities in which you serve. And if you do your job well, it has a great impact on the jobs that someone could take, or the neighborhood in which you can live, or the school in which your kids can go to, can all be dictated by how well our transportation systems work in the cities in which you all serve. I didn't grow up in a place where people had a lot of money. I come from rural America. I come from poor America. And there's a lot of people that you serve that you're the last lifeline. That if they can't access public transportation, they can't access opportunities. They can't get to a job. And if if they can't get to a job, they don't have a shot at supporting their families. They don't have a shot at the American dream, because many of them can't afford a car, which, by the way, we're working on the price of a car. By the way, in America, the average teacher's salary won't allow you to buy the average price of a brand new car. We're working on that, but there's something wrong with that. And so making sure that all of you do your job really well is incredibly important. But with that said, we also serve communities. And the good people who rely on transit is who we serve. And I would argue that the mission is safety and efficiently moving people in and throughout the communities that we serve. But safety is key. We have to make sure we move people in a way that they can rely on. I would argue that if you think that transit is for a homeless shelter, or if you think transit is a place where we should allow those who are mentally ill to congregate, or if you think it's a place that criminals can go to get access to a lot of hardworking Americans and pick their pockets or grope them, I think you're wrong. I think we have to have transit that's clean, transit that's safe, transit that the American people can buy into to go, I love my system that I get a ride on because it's safe and it's efficient. But I know in so many, I know there's a lot of places around the country where that is not the mission. And it may not always be the authorities' fault. It might go to a city council, it might go to a prosecutor, it might go to a judge. There's a lot of areas in play. But I do think the American people expect that. We invest a lot of money in these systems, and we should expect the very best for our communities that get taxpayer money. So I think it's important that we actually get back to basics. The basics of improving security, deterring crime, stopping fare evasion. By the way, everybody wants more money, right? You all need more money. I think the easiest and fastest way to get more money in your pockets is to stop fare evasion. Let's have people pay their fair share when they ride. Easy one. Some tens of billions of dollars are lost because of those who are fare evaders. I would just note that I had a chance to meet with WMATA here in DC, and I think, again, I don't know that WMATA's perfect, but WMATA's taken steps to go, listen, if you're a repeat offender, where's WMATA? Right there, right there, right in front. Great. They're sitting right in front of me. You could have been in the back corner. But they're trying to take people out of the system that are repeat offenders. Good on you for doing that. Putting more security on your system. Thank you for doing that. In LA, they hired their first transit police chief into the system. Again, steps that are driving safety and security, I think, make so much sense. If I could just take a moment, too, I look at the transit workers who serve our systems, the operators, the engineers, the maintenance crews, the dispatchers, the custodians. All of them keep us moving. They also deserve a place to go to work that's safe. They don't deserve to be abused and beaten. And so I want to partner with all of you. You have a friend in me, you have a friend in this DOT, but I'm going to ask you to actually use your money well, to clean up your systems, to make them safer, to make them cleaner. I don't know why when I travel around the world, I think so many other countries have safer and cleaner transportation systems. Why should we have something second best? Why should we have something less than that? I think we should aspire to be the best in the world, the safest in the world, the cleanest in the world, the most efficient in the world. I think that's what we should aspire to because we're Americans, and I think our people actually deserve that. In the coming years, we're going to have a chance to showcase our great work. The World Cup is coming to America. The Olympics are going to be in America, right? It's going to be great. And when you have all of these people come and pack the cities, the host cities, there's one huge issue that we have in those cities. We're going to try to move people around these communities in massive numbers, and we have to make sure that our transit system is going to crush it for all the visitors that come to see the World Cup and see the Olympics. And we are going, the Congress is going to have to help us out, but the Congress and DOT are going to invest in these communities and these cities to make sure we show the world what we can do with American transit. And I'm not going to leave you on a downer, but can I just have a side point? I get a lot of side points, and I'll end like 4 times for you, and I apologize for that. But we are $36 trillion in debt. We are. It's becoming a problem. Our credit rating was just downgraded by Moody's, and we run a deficit of $2 trillion a year. So we're spending a lot of money that we don't have, and we are borrowing off the backs of our children. And I think across government, if we can do things a little more efficiently, or the dollars that we get, we serve our communities that much better, I think it's going to be easier to ask for the resources that are necessary to do all the great work that so many of you do. So let's double our effort, let's triple our effort, and let's make our systems more efficient, let's make them safer, and let's make them cleaner, and we'll partner together and make transportation great again. Thank you. God bless.